What is up, Nerf Nation? I'm Naptown Nerf, and today we're going to do a review on them Hooligan Flywheels, yo. So, these things are pretty cool. I got these from Ben Chapman and Evan Butler. I'm sure you guys know who those people are. If you don't, Evan has a pretty cool YouTube channel. He doesn't upload as much as he used to, but he used to do the whole thrifting thing and really inspired me to do that. But they have started their own company and they are making Delrin Flywheels. I actually was the one who sent them the artifact flywheels so they could see that design and kind of get inspiration from that and see how they did it in dimensions and whatnot. And they took that and made it even better. And yeah, they were nice enough to send me a pair of flywheels to test and do a review for you guys. So I'm really excited. These things are really solid. They do feel a little heavier, and I know they are because I've weighed these. They're a little bit heavier than definitely your stock flywheels and any other flywheel for that matter, like the artifact. Even the artifact metal flywheels are lighter than these. So I don't know how that's going to affect things, but it should be very interesting. But they are very nicely made. They have some grooving in them around this way, not horizontal like the worker flywheels or some other flywheels, but the grooving is actually horizontal, I guess. But it's very cool. But that should be helpful, hopefully, to grip the dart. And yeah, I can't wait to test these. We're going to test these in a strife that I've made up with 180 motors. So I feel like people that get flywheels are probably going to use them in an upgraded motor situation. So I'm going to do testing with that. I do believe that these might have a little bit more crush than the stock flywheels, which just means they're going to be closer together and they will compress the dart a little bit more. We're going to do a few different tests of these. We're going to compare them to stock flywheels, and then we're going to see how they work in several different types of cages. And then in a future video, I'll try to do a comparison with these and other types of flywheels, aftermarket flywheels on the market. So, but today we're just going to be taking a look at the Hooligan flywheels, and let's go ahead and weigh these and see what kind of measurements they're at. Okay, let's see how these compare and see how balanced they are. So we'll go ahead and throw that on there. So it is 0.015 pounds. It's pretty good. And then we'll put the other one on there, and it is exactly the same. So they are very balanced. That's very impressive. Let's go ahead and see what a stock flywheel weighs, and this one has some foam buildup, which is what you want. So it might be slightly heavier than one right out of the box, but you want that foam buildup. That actually helps performance. So that is 0.009. So this is quite a bit heavier than your stock flywheel. These are quite a bit lighter. Alright, I got my calipers here, and let's go ahead and get some measurements. Let's see what the inner diameter is here. Let's call it 1 inch and 11/32. It's kind of between the 5/16 mark and the 3/8. I don't have a digital caliper, so if you guys can't see this, I apologize, but I'll try to tell you what it is. The outside diameter, and that is right on 1 inch and 3/8. And I did measure both of these, and they are both the exact same. Like, these are very precise flywheels, guys, so all dimensions are very equal. Let's see what a stock flywheel is. Obviously, it's just flat, so all dimensions are basically the same. And it is a little bit narrower, so this is a bit fatter, even at its narrowest point. And this is just a touch over 1 inch and 5/16. So, okay, guys, so I have a special stripe that I made up to do this test. I haven't covered this just so you guys can kind of see what cage is in there. Hopefully you can tell. This is just a stock cage with stock flywheels, so we're going to use that kind of as a baseline. These are Make Test Battle Hellcats, which is a 3S LiPo motor, so should get really good performance even from a stock cage here. So let's go ahead, and we're going to load up brand new Elite darts and brand new Koosh darts to kind of get a comparison which darts work better. Those are the two that I feel like that make the most sense to me. I use Koosh darts for almost every HVZ game I play, and then Elite darts is just kind of the standard. So we'll do tests with both of those kinds of darts. Okay, we'll start with our Elite darts. See how we do here. So pretty good performance there. I'd say I'll give you the average, but it probably is close to about 109, 110 FPS. So pretty darn good. Go ahead and shoot off some of the Koosh now. So the Koosh darts do amazing with the higher FPS, so that's why I love the Koosh darts so much, and they're a lot more accurate. So as you can see there, we're around 130 or so. Very good FPS out of the Koosh darts, just from a 180 setup with stock cage. So let's go ahead and put in some Hooligan wheels. All right, guys, we got our Hooligan wheels installed. Still stock cage at this point, and 15 elite darts. Let's see what we can get. That would be maybe slightly better than the normal flywheels, but not a ton, to be honest. Let's see how they do with the Koosh darts. So maybe actually a little bit worse with that one outlier of 153, which I think was some sort of misread, maybe because of the wind or something, I don't know. But yeah, these are heavier flywheels, so I kind of wondered how would they compare to a lighter normal stock flywheel. So at least with the 180 setup, it didn't seem to be much of an improvement at all, if any. But we'll go ahead and install these into the artifact cage and see what kind of readings we get with that. I'm just going to test the Hooligan wheels in those two different types of cages. Alright, we have the Hooligan wheels installed in a gold artifact cage, which is the canted one, and we're going to go ahead and shoot off. Actually, we'll start with the 15 elite darts. Okay, now we will try the Koosh darts. Okay, I have the gold canted cage installed here still, and we're just going to shoot some off just to kind of see how they fly. I got some elites and some Koosh loaded up. I'm just kind of curious how they fly with these Hooligan wheels, and it's a bit windy today, so that could affect things. I'm actually going to move up here a little bit closer so we hopefully can block some of that by the house. Here we go. So just by that, I can see they're actually flying really straight. I didn't have any whirlybirds. One kind of dove down there short, but none of them whirlybirded, so that was really good. Let's go ahead and shoot some Koosh off and see how they do in it. So that was our first whirlybird. One more whirlybird. Another one straight. So had a couple whirlybirds there with the Koosh darts, but still flying very well. Getting pretty good performance from the cage. Okay, so now we have the red cage installed with the Hooligan flywheels, and we'll go ahead and see what the 15 elite darts do. we'll try some koosh. Okay, have the red cage installed here, and we'll just see how well it does just flying. It's really windy today, so I don't have the tape measure out because of that. I just want to kind of see how well the darts fly, make sure they aren't whirly birding or doing anything weird. Worked just fine with the elite darts, no whirly birding, koosh darts. Works just fine. Okay guys, so the Hooligan wheels are pretty sweet, but I think they may be a tad bit heavy. I think they would be a little bit better if they were a couple grams lighter. If they could get around that 5 gram range where most other aftermarket flywheels are, I think they would be really, really good. I think that's the main problem that they're having, is just their weight is just too heavy and they aren't able to spin quite as fast as other flywheels. But their design is really nice in terms of quality. They do build up a little bit of foam. I know some people said they don't build up foam, but they do build up a little bit of foam. I have some pictures, and I couldn't get, I haven't really tried to get the flywheels off of here because they are very difficult to put on and off. That's one other note I have. So you do have to use quite a bit of force to put them on, and they were really difficult to get on a stock cage because of the flimsiness of the cage and the motors not being screwed in and locked in. They were very, very difficult to get on and off of that one. They're slightly easier to get on the metal cages, but to get them off, especially of a cage that doesn't have a way to pop them out with the screwdriver, is very difficult. And I haven't really tried my technique yet, but I have a feeling it's going to be tough. So they might be on this one permanently, I don't know. But that's one other thing. I think maybe the tolerance to get them on and off could be a tad bit less, but obviously you'd rather have them a little too tight than too loose because you don't want them flying off. So I kind of understand that. So I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing, but it is difficult to get them on and off if you like to test and do things like I just did and remove your flywheels and put them on other, cages and whatnot. So should be noted. But I really like the flywheels. I know that the guys will see all the reviews that are being done and, weigh the pros and cons of this and all other reviews and whatnot, and try to find the best solution and make the best product possible. So I think they've done a great job. If there's a way to knock off a gram or two, I think they should probably try to do that, because lighter is obviously better. Just makes sense physics-wise that the lighter it is, the faster it's going to spin up, the less power it takes to get to a top speed, and you'll be able to spin faster with any motor. So yeah, I think they're good flywheels. I'm not sure if they're worth the purchase unless if you have other flywheels. I mean, I think they're possibly worth the purchase for maybe artifact cages. I really need to test and compare them to other aftermarket flywheels, because obviously if you get an artifact cage, you have to find flywheels to put with that. I don't believe they work well with stock flywheel cages, or stock flywheels, excuse me. I would like to compare these especially to worker wheels, which are kind of my favorite go-to aftermarket flywheel as of now. I know that we've just gotten new Cyclone wheels from Containment Crew, and those are made for the Black Steel Props straight cage. So I'm not sure how well those will work in the artifact cages or in even the Black Steel Props canted cage. I would love to get my hands on a set of those and test those. I do have some Blaster Parts flywheels, although those have gotten mixed reviews because they're actually smaller than, quite a bit smaller than these, and I'm not sure they would work well in this either because the motors are too far apart, just because the diameter is smaller. I haven't really used those that much. I have a set, but I haven't really tested them at all. So I'm excited to kind of test all these different flywheels and see which ones work best. And obviously, I think your flywheel motor cage setup can really make a difference. So just because one flywheel is best for one type of cage doesn't mean it's going to be best for another type of cage, depending on what kind of dart you use. So it's really hard to say what is best for everyone. It really is going to depend on what kind of cage you have and kind of what darts you use, because I know like FVJs don't work well in high crush cages because the tip is hard and doesn't compress. So it's, you know, there's a lot of variables. It's really hard to say this is the best choice for you. You should go with this. I'm just trying to put the data out there and let you guys decide. So I think these are great flywheels. I think they could be improved slightly, and they are definitely a decent price point. I think they're $12. I could be wrong, but $12 or $15. Maybe they're $15. I think there might be $15 plus $3 shipping, which isn't bad at all. So anyways, I'll definitely put links in the description box below to their Facebook page, to Evan's YouTube channel, and all the things that you need to know to find where to buy these at. They also have other products that I'm looking forward to seeing and maybe reviewing some point. So yeah, the Hooligan Blaster Company is pretty sweet. I'm excited that they're around and they're making awesome stuff like Delaware Flywheels that is just super cool. The more products we can get in the Nerf community, the better. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you like this video. It really helps me out knowing if you liked it. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and check out my Facebook page, my Patreon, and all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.